Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. It's late August and I haven't made videos really this summer. It's been a strange summer and I thought I would do a longer walkabout in the garden to show you what is thriving and what is not. And so brace yourselves. It's not a planned video in a way that I don't have anything in particular to show you, but I just wanted to sort of give a feel of the state of the garden as it is right now, this late August 2023. As you can see, we have so many apples. It is madness this year, and you can see the branches are loaded with fruit, and some of them are breaking, and that's the pruning that happens naturally. I'm not pruning my fruit trees unless they are in my way on the pathways, but other than that I am actually not pruning, so that happens in a natural sort of way. And there's still a lot of flowering for this time of year, actually, because we've had the strangest of summers. I'm sure that wherever you are, you have also felt this sort of whack out of sync kind of feel that this summer has presented itself with. I don't know. I think I'm trying. No, I'm not trying. I have decided not to be depressed about it and just accept things as they are and do the best that I can with what I've got. And this geranium is always busy. It's a little early and it's not so full of insects right now, but yes, the garden is looking lush. And as you can see, perhaps on the pathways, I haven't cut the grass for a long time and I haven't weeded for a long time. My mower is broken and I'm just allowing the grass to grow, and I'll cut it in fall. So it's been super windy and cold and wet. So these amazing artichokes have fallen. They are about 2.5 meters tall, but they have fallen with the wind, and they are flowering anyway, and the insects don't mind, so that's okay. Other than that, I am actually enjoying very much that the garden has like a being of its own, because I've touched it, almost not touched it all summer. I've cut back some of the pathways in the food forest a little bit, because otherwise no humans could pass. But other than that, I've left it to its own device. Okay, so these are a special plum, and they are almost ripe. This one just fell into my hand. These are a special variety, green gauge, that I bought from the UK, I think maybe 10 years ago. And they're very, very slow to fruit, but when they fruit, oh my God, are they worth the wait. That is pretty amazing. So I'm enjoying a couple of those every day, and I'm also sharing with my neighbor Rimor, who loves plums. It's so sweet to see her enjoy the plums. I think it's looking wild and lovely. I really, really enjoy this sort of unkept, uncontrolled, powerful growing that's happening right now. Oh, these are zinnias. A garden friend of mine from the island gives me some seedlings every year, and would you have a look at that perfection? It's a flower in a flower in a flower, and I think they are glorious. Other than that, and the dahlias, I'm sure most of you will have the same experiences in your garden. The dahlias have loved this summer, and they will flower until the first frost, I think. Rudbeckia, also glorious. I think they are sort of a light from inside, I think. And my problem is, okay, so I will show you this. This is actually the lawn. Well, these are cotton thistle seedlings that have sort of self-seeded in the lawn, and I have decided that I couldn't mow it, so I'm hoping to have lots of visitors in the garden this fall that would adopt a couple of cotton thistles, for instance, and lots of other things are growing. So I really have a project with dispersing or giving away a lot of all the extra plants that the garden is producing every year. I think this overflowing is one of the most beautiful aspects of having a food forest and allowing it to go wild the way I do, because it means that it's almost like the garden could copy itself and fill a space the same size with excess plants every year without me doing anything. So that's pretty amazing, I think. So the pear quinces are coming along nicely. We will have lots and lots, and they are looking beautiful and amazing in size, I think. Okay, let's go on an adventure inside this bed, because it's just madness. Hang on, because I want to show you the weight that the pear trees are carrying right now. Look at that. So many pears, I don't know what to do. And all the pear trees are like that. And while we are in here, I also want to show you this. This is an Aprimira. So it's a mix of an apricot and Mirabella, or you call them cherry plums, I think. You can see it has a lot of fruits, so the fruiting is not a problem, but I think they do get a lot of worms, so I actually don't think they are worth it. I don't know, it's one of the trees I'm considering, but maybe the birds like them, so I can let it stay, I don't know. But look, maybe you can get a feel that I am surrounded by plants. There is no space for human beings, but that's actually the way I prefer it. So I don't think I've said that we are in the old. No, we are not in the old garden. We are in the new garden, the explosive garden we call it. So the trees, of course, are more than 3 years old, but everything that's growing underneath the trees in the ground layers, that's something that has come into being in the last 3 years. So this apple also, you can see, is crazy filled with fruit. This is a red aroma, one of my favorites. But I wanted to take you along into the food forest and just show you a little bit of what is growing there and what we are harvesting right now, and the state of the crazy growth that we've had because of all the rain. So everything is super green, as you can see. The grass is growing like crazy. My husband has to mow it for, I mean, at least once a week, and some summers we are not mowing it at all. But look at these. These are white mulberries. I try to find a few every day. They have sort of a caramel vanilla taste. I kind of like them. Super easy to grow. And the birds, especially the blackbirds, they also love them. So I have to be quick to get a ripe one. Okay, so guys, before we go in, I want to show you the craziness of these apple trees that I have in front of the greenhouse. Would you have a look at that amount of fruits? Heavy, 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 and some branches have already succumbed to the weight. That's okay. We won't lack apples this year, and all the groups will have lots of apples. The neighbors, my mother, my brother, whoever comes by will have a bag of apples. So that's lovely. So we are entering the food forest that is it's more of a design. The same principles has been applied in every place in the garden, but this has a specific design. So I just want to show you some of the things that are growing. More fruits, more bent branches. So this is an Asian pear. These are delicious. The wasps love them also, but that's okay, we can share. And I'm hoping you can get a feel of how crazy the growth is. So this, guys, is the spiral as it is right now. It is totally overgrown, and some of the pathways I've sort of given up and just allowed, and I will reclaim them later on in the year. Look at these, all the figs. Also some I have to share with all the insects, some of the flies, the birds, but there's so many. And I have 4 different varieties in the garden, and I'm really enjoying that. So I have brown turkey, and I have this this is like sultane, I think it's called. It's bigger and it has a sort of a softer pulp. This is the second one to ripen, and I want to show you this gigantic fig. So this one is called Dalmatia, I think, and it's the first one to ripen. I think, have a look at the feast that's up here. Well, then maybe I can get some other ones. But look at the size of these babies. I mean, that's pretty amazing. I think they have a really nice taste. I don't enjoy the texture so much. I actually prefer the texture of the brown turkey. It has a more like a firm texture. So both this big one, the Dalmatia, and the Sultana, they have like a softer pulp and a bit mushy, and I don't enjoy that so much. And then this year I planted another variety, like a small French one that I found on Djursland. So I'm excited about that. I love figs. I go out every morning and take a couple for breakfast. Look, the Szechuan pepper is also crazy this year. So many fruits or berries or peppers, peppercorn. I love it. I think it's powerful and beautiful, and I collect some of them and use them in my pepper grinder. Actually, I have a question for you. Maybe you can help me, because this baby is a Chinese mulberry, and as you can see, it has a lot of berries, but apparently it needs a male or a female to ripen, or for the berries to, I don't know, to be edible. So every year it has a lot of berries, and as you can see, it looks happy and healthy. It's much too big here. I didn't know it was gonna grow to be this big. But if any of you watching know how to tell a male from a female, I would so appreciate it if you would leave a comment, because it means I could get the one I'm missing, because it's supposed to be one of the most delicious berries. And I'd like to try it. I haven't. So look at this crazy growth. And we are underneath, we are under the canopy of the sea buckthorn. Have a look at this craziness. Already I've had about 7 people coming to pick a lot of these. I have picked a few myself, but there's so much we can't eat it all. But that's a lovely, lovely thing to have in the garden. And I really like this, the light filtering through. Something lovely, lovely flowers, and the lushness that comes with a strange summer, the strange cold summer. So nothing is sort of struggling to stay alive. Everything has all the water and all the nutrients that it needs to grow. And it also means that I can't keep up, and I'm not trying. So I'm just allowing the garden to be whatever it wants to be right now. And when the growth stops in about a month or so, I will start cleaning and cutting back. Because if I do it now, it's just double work. It will grow back, and I'm allowing myself a bit of rest. I'm just enjoying the lushness. This is my favorite Crataegus. So I think it's so beautiful, and I will show you in fall. It gets these big orange berries that are full of vitamins, and I just think it's lovely, lovely. As you can see, the pathway is almost gone. I have a group coming this weekend, so I think I need to do a day's workout here to sort of, I mean, I know where the pathways are, but I think maybe it's a bit much for people who are not used to this intensity. So this is a Crepe Apple, the beautiful pink flowers, like a cloud of pink in spring. I love it, and I love this. The darkness of the leaves, I think, is bringing something to the garden. So I always try to have different kind of colors like that. Another apple tree. This is I can see some branches have broken already, but so this is Bælteboskop. And these are so lovely. So these are edible and beautiful in a salad bowl, coming out now when not so much else is flowering. I think that's lovely. Let's see if we can make our way out of the wilderness. We've had so many berries, but I think they have, I mean, a lot in quantity, but I think in quality, I'm not saying they haven't been good, but they have sort of lacked a little bit of sweetness, because we haven't had much heat. Let's see. All the birds are fleeing. I'm probably disturbing their breakfast, I think. In a little bit, all the winter aster will start flowering. The malvas are still going, and I think it's lovely. Look, a few have started. I love these. And they are important for the insects because of the late flowering, so I'm having those, and they are spreading, of course, so I don't need to plant them anymore. They are just moving around the garden. Have a look at this crazy lushness. I wanted to show you these autumn olives. So I have many different varieties, but these, look how many berries are on the autumn olives. So this is actually also, this will give quite a harvest this year. And they are actually all looking like that. These are umbellata, so those are the ones with the most berries. Those are the ones I harvest and put in the freezer. But so lovely. Just before all of the orange colors are starting to come out, I think it's looking good. But maybe the colors will be late this year because we've had so much rain. So there's a longer growing power in the garden as it is. So actually, this baby is a high bush cranberry. It's not a cranberry, but it's really bitter, and I don't know, I have grown to like it. So I pick like a handful. I like them when they are not quite ripe, because then they are still sort of hard and chewy, and they have a bitterness, and I don't swallow, I just suck the bitter juice out of it, and I kind of think that my body likes the bitterness, and it also has to do with us having bred out all the bitterness from our vegetables and fruits, so everything is sweet, and I think the body needs this bitterness. So I'm chewing a handful of these every day when I remember. Another, I'm sorry, you must be tired by now to see the apple trees, but so many apples. These are Mutsu, one of my favorite apples. I think it's so delicious, and one that is hard to find if you are trying to buy it. So that is pretty lovely. So maybe I can make my way in here. We'll try. It's an adventure, because I want to show you these babies. Look, these are kaki fruits. This one is fuyu, I think, and I just think it's a lovely tree, and I have 3 different ones, and they all give fruits every year. So that's lovely. Let me see if I can back out without falling. As you can see, lots of mispel royale in this, lots of fruits on this mispel, and I still haven't found a way to use them, but I keep promising myself that I will do it. Let's see how it goes. Another thing I wanted to show you. So these are Alexander seeds, and I collect these, of course, but I have also learned that you can dry these and put them in the pepper grinder, and you will have this delicious sort of spicy taste of the Alexander, and I think that would be amazing on salads and other things. So I'm going to try that. Last thing, I mean, I could just walk around the garden forever and talk about it. So if you've come this far, I salute you. Well done. Well, actually, these are also a kind of zinnia, and I think they look lovely, lovely. These are also from my friend in Ballen, and such a lovely thing to have. This is also an absolute favorite. This is a Malva that I got from the UK, and I think it is so beautiful. It's a little later than the other Malvas, but it flowers longer, and the flowers are like a lighter color, and I just think it's glorious. I'm not sure. I might be able to find the right exact name for it, and if I do, I will put it in the description below if any of you are interested. Another thing that I wanted to show you is how many kiwis we have this year. Look at that glory. What? And so I won't have to fight my family for who gets enough of the kiwis. I have planted 4 new plants, 4 new varieties this year, because it's so easy to grow, and if you have a little patience, it'll give you lots of fruits, and it's a delicious crop. Let's end on these giant figs. Isn't this crazy? So guys, if you made it this long, thanks for watching, and see you later.